The following demonstration is a quick walkthrough for IDL Cloud to enable access at home on a desktop, although by simply downloading the app from the App Store for IDL Cloud, the functionality for a tablet or a smartphone is exactly the same. So from your normal web browser, simply typing in IDL, it usually comes up with IDL Cloud fairly quickly. And that should take you straight through to some options for the main site. You'll already have your username and login for your own child, and that's something you'll need to have handy. You can see there it's the very first that comes up on the choices from a Google search, and it should take you into the main home page. If you have downloaded the app, then it's simply a case of tapping on the app on your tablet or smartphone, and that will lead you into the same page, a quicker login process. So just simply log in, click on that login section there. Prior to that, there's some sections down the left hand side that will allow you to have a walkthrough, and there's a short video clip that takes you through the functionality of it. For some computers, for some desktops and tablets, it will ask you to run Flash, and it should be straightforward enough to just allow that, and it then takes you through. For the purposes of signing in for this today, I've set up a test platform, which is just replacing what will be your child's name with the word test 1. And everything that we're typing in is all lowercase, just to make sure that it's as usable as possible for children at home. Click on close there, and then for the username, so for me it's test 1, and it's followed by the same standard code for everybody, ML68XWX, and that'll be part of the pack that's been sent out to you for your password information. And then it's just simply test 1, all lowercase, and that will be your child's name. And that should take us through to the main system. Now at this point, because I've logged on as a pupil, it gives me the option to simply start lessons, and in school, pupils should have seen this already. We went through it during some assembly instruction. To simply press start lesson will take you straight in, but there are other parts of it which go through some of the functionality. You can alter the colour and the background of the text that's involved, really just a preference thing, and some pupils have enjoyed changing things around for that. This section here would be an alert if a teacher or a member of staff has left a message for a pupil, and the hope is that in the future teachers will issue instructions via IDL Cloud for use at home. The lesson book section here lets you choose any lesson you want from the lesson block, and it might be that your teacher has suggested that you pick a particular lesson. The IDL platform is multisensory in that it uses light, sound and touch to improve reading and spelling. It is individually tailored. We have tested in school for spelling and reading, and it's also progressive, which means as your child moves through the programme, it will become harder for them with each lesson, whilst reinforcing and introducing new tasks. It's encouraging independence of learning and independence of learners, and it allows for your child to take over at that aspect of the learning, and it should improve their focus and concentration. It's quite simple and easy to navigate, and once we've entered into that, I can show you how straightforward it is. There's 1 or 2 points that you will have to cover with your child, just to make sure they understand how to move on from one section to the next, and they may need some help just to log in at the very start. So if we go to start lesson, it suggests a lesson for you to begin with. Simply press start again, very, very straightforward, and pupils will know how to do this already. It will load your lesson up, and then it will begin immediately. You'll hear some sound, and it's then a case of overtyping, which is very similar to what we do in school with overwriting. So overtyping the word. Now for this word here, we have no capital at the start, so it does not require one. And we then press the space bar once we are happy with the answer, which is the one thing that some children get confused with. They try to press the return key, but that is the space bar, as long as we can point that out to them.
Press space bar after each word. Grip.
And it does prompt you if you make a mistake. Now this time it's asked for the word to be repeated, but it's not giving me any support with it. And as you move through the lessons, it removes certain words to encourage recall, and also sometimes in that instance it's removed the entire word.
Slack. Slack. Slack.
Again, removing the entire word because of the stage that we're working at just now.
Lift.
It moves through that process and it goes through the entire words, a set of words, and sometimes a sentence. Now at the end of that section it will probably ask for the child to record their own voice, and this is where you would need your desktop, laptop, tablet or mobile phone to have the capacity to record voice. iPads are particularly good with this, and most laptops should have that availability. If it doesn't, then it's not the end of the world. You can hear them reading and reading it out loud, and that's still very beneficial. So we would have to go through the whole lesson, but we're going to go back just now. And it's taken us back to the login page. At this section here you can see some information which is available without logging in, and the section which is stated walkthrough gives you some background as to what IDL is. In our letter we have highlighted the fact that it was initially an intervention for dyslexia. That's not what we're using it for at all. We're using it across the entire school, and it really has a proven track record of progress for all types of learners in all stages and abilities. So you have to take into account that we're using it across the whole school. I think the walkthrough lasted about 25 minutes and it gives you much more in-depth guidance, but today was simply just a quick start, how to log in, and you will have those passwords at home, and how to work through the lessons. But as you can see, as soon as you've maybe worked through once or twice with your child at home, other than maybe logging in, they should be able to work on their own, and each lesson is progressive. So once they've completed one, they can simply move on to the next lesson.